Another wrench that was thrown into this election as I was walking in the door to talk to you is Robert F. Kennedy Jr. apparently dropped out and he did endorse Donald Trump. Earlier this week, his running mate said that she thinks if they dropped out, they would help Donald Trump. Do you think that's true? Do you think this is going to impact the race, and by how much?
So a couple things with Kennedy. Number one, his worst day as a candidate was July 21st, the day Joe Biden dropped out of the race, because he had a credible argument to double-digit support when it was two candidates no one wanted, Donald Trump and Joe Biden. Well, when one of those candidates disappeared, Kennedy's appeal disappeared. So he went from 10 or 12 in national polls to 4 or 5 or even lower. So when we talk about his support, I think we have to remember his support has been declining for the last 6 weeks. I also think his support is not monolithic, right? I mean, there are anti-vaxxers, there are conspiracy theorists, there are environmentalists, there are hippies. There are people who are distrustful of sort of what they would define as the elite, whether it's the corporate elite or the media elite. I don't know that a candidate saying, okay, a candidate like that saying, okay, I'm with Donald Trump means that all of his voters just sort of march over into the Trump camp. I think some will. And I think what's important to remember here is we're probably not talking about big margins in Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, Nevada, Arizona, Georgia, right? These elections in 2020, Arizona was just decided by 11,000 votes. Given narrow margins like that, I don't want to dismiss Kennedy's support, because if 7,500 people who are going to vote for RFK wind up voting for Trump in Arizona, that could be the difference. I don't think it's a massive game changer, but remember, we're dealing with small margins in these swing states.
If we remember a year ago, or not a year ago, it feels like a year ago, but a month ago rather, that was unintentional, but you know what I mean.
Yes.
The RNC ended on a Thursday night. Donald Trump spoke. These vibes that we keep talking about in this election were at an all-time high for the GOP. Sunday, President Joe Biden dropped out of the race. The wind was really taken out of the sails of the Republicans. Now the DNC ends on a Thursday night. RFK Jr. drops out, endorses Trump. Does that have the same punch at all?
No. The incumbent president of the United States stepping away from the race is a gigantic deal. RFK Jr., a third-party candidate polling at around 5% nationally, is not nothing. I mean, I don't want to dismiss it. It's not nothing. Trump would much rather have RFK Jr. support than not. But it's not even close to the same level, sort of a titanic shock and change in the race as Biden.